Hi, this is Nicholas Yock, a registered migration and education agent from Pathway to Oz. Today, I wanted to discuss with you what factors affect the chance of a student visa approval. At Pathway to Oz, we have assisted literally thousands of international students apply for a student visa. And we've picked up, many different factors as to why immigration is refusing or are refusing these visas. Some of these common factors are listed by immigration on their website, and others are more sort of unspoken. So we've just kind of picked these up through, looking at decisions for refusals and just having lodged thousands and thousands of visas. If you are an international student looking to study in Australia, Pathway to Oz does offer a free service for any international student we enrol. I'll put a link down below, so just go have a look at that. But look, let us assist you pick the best course and then give you, assistance with the student visa. So look, generally speaking, all of the factors that I'm going to discuss fall under the genuine temporary entrant requirement or criteria. So if you don't meet all of these factors, immigration can obviously still approve your visa. I've just listed some things that I think, definitely play a part in approval. Okay, so look, first and most importantly, your location. So immigration will not say it, however, in my experience, immigration is much more likely to approve your visa if you apply for the visa from onshore and from inside Australia. If your visa is refused from inside Australia, then the decision can be appealed. However, if your visa is refused from outside Australia, immigration will, generally speaking, not look at your application. So it's actually somewhat common for people to apply from within Australia, either if you're on here on a tourist visa, working holiday visa, whatever visa it is. So the next most common reason or aspect we think is very important is obviously your nationality. And look, it's crazy to us that in 2023, immigration can still play this card. It's not something that we like, but obviously depending on if you're from somewhere like Canada, your visa will almost certainly be approved in our experience. And if you're from more of a high-risk country, there's a lot higher chance of refusal. So the next thing that's important is your age. Immigration, in my experience, is much more likely to refuse a visa for older applicants. However, in saying that, we've recently had a visa approved for someone, well, she was onshore, but she was about 70 years old, and this was her fourth visa that we'd applied for. So it's not everything. All right, so something else that is really important is that do you have a background in your course of study? So immigration are much more likely to approve your visa if you've got, education or work experience in a similar field. We want to be able to logically explain that you've, previously got an interest in this and how this course is going to help you in the future. All right, so something else that they look at, guys, is what level of study or what level of course you're going to study. So immigration is probably more likely to approve visas for people studying at a higher level, such as a bachelor or master's. All right, so something else that they can look at is if you're including your family or not. So they definitely won't say this on the immigration website, but generally speaking, I think, there's a higher chance of refusal if you're including your family on your visa. Please note, you can always try and add them after as, subsequent entrants. All right, so finally, do you have family already in Australia? So you might think that's a positive, but in my experience as an agent, I generally think immigration thinks that's a negative because they think that, that'll decrease your chance of returning home when you finish your studies. Now look, guys, please note these aspects are not conclusive, and by no means does if you have some of these aspects will it result in visa refusal. We have assisted applicants from high-risk countries studying at a very low level with family in Australia have their visa approved. We've assisted yet a 70-year-old lady studying her 5th low-level course in Australia have her visa approved. And almost all applicants will have one or a few of the above or previously mentioned aspects and still get approved. We just wanted to highlight some of these to potential applicants so you can sort of look at, what might be your best path to applying for that student visa. If you do have any questions about studying in Australia, feel free to contact Pathway to Oz.